This episode of Hawk Talk is brought to you by Charbonneau Car Center and Dacotah Bank.
Hi, and welcome back to this week's edition of Hawk Talk. I'm Coulter Hickok, and I'm joined here by a brand new guest, very integral part of this year's season of Hawk Talk. So please introduce yourself, who you are, and what do you do here in the community of Dickinson.
Hi, Coulter. My name is Travis Ellison. I'm the market president for Dacotah Bank in Dickinson.
Well, Travis, thank you very much for coming on. I mean, you already said it, Dacotah Bank. I mean, being a sponsor of this show, how important is that right now?
We're really excited to have the opportunity to do that. I've watched every week, and really, being a DSU alumni, I guess it has a special spot in my heart, and it's always fun to keep track of the college.
I mean, thank you very much for being a part of this show. You and Charbonneau Car Center, you guys have helped us out quite a bit just with our marketing and everything along with that, so thank you very much. But we got a very busy week here at DSU, so I got to ask you, since it's homecoming week, why is homecoming so important to the community of Dickinson and to all the alumni?
When you're part of the DSU community, it's just, it's so close and so tight-knit. Such a small school compared to some of the other options. You get to know everybody, and just a great time to celebrate the college and the success of your classmates and teammates and alumni. So,
when you were going to school here at DSU, do you have a favorite homecoming memory?
Well, I got several, I guess, but we had a very good football team at that time. It was in the mid-'90s, and they were pretty dominant back in that day, and very well attended. The kids would all come over, and they'd tailgate in the park about a block away from the stadium, and halftime they would sprint down to the spur for some hydration at halftime, and then sprint back.
I don't think that happens anymore.
It doesn't do that anymore?
No,
okay.
It happens quite a bit. But that's between near here or there.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there a favorite, or I've already asked that one, have you seen DSU change since graduating?
I guess the main part kind of regarding what I was involved in is I came to college for the ag program. It was a 2-year, more vocational type of a program. I wasn't able to get a 4-year ag degree, and that was kind of my interest right away. So I transferred away from DSU to a larger school and just didn't like it. Didn't like it at all, so I transferred back. Finished my degree in Dickinson. So now, the ag program has a lot of 4-year options for ag students, and that's what really stands out is the local options for kids interested in that around the Dickinson area.
Is there anything that will remain timeless, like anything that will not change for the betterment of the school? Like, there's a lot of good classic things here we have, so is there something that was there when you were a thing that's currently here now and something that will never change?
Well, I think just the attention you get from instructors going through, I mean, it's hard to hide in a class at DSU.
Absolutely.
And, the teachers just absolutely refuse to let you fail. And I had experienced that a couple times where, teachers just said, hey, we got to get you through this class. You're not pulling your weight. And, they really challenged me, and I thank them for it, and really, I don't think it would have happened at a lot of other schools.
So, coming from Lemon, South Dakota, how did you end up here in Dickinson?
Well, I never really planned on going to college. I got an opportunity to join the wrestling team, so I came up and was part of that for a couple years, and then ended up, I liked the college experience, and was doing all right in school, so I decided to get a business degree, and ended up getting a business degree, and also completed my 2-year ag program degree in '95. And then I got into banking, and I've been in that industry ever since.
So Alicia Erickson and I at the foundation, we were looking at old Prairie Smoke yearbooks, and your picture came up, and you were wearing an Oakland A's hat, and you had a mullet, I'm pretty sure.
I had a really nice mullet.
I think, have you seen my mullet from last year?
I have not, no.
It is greasy, and
yeah?
I'm happy we switched up to this. You obviously kind of grew out of the mullet, and this suits you very well.
Well, I grew out of a lot of things. I wrestled 158 pounds, so I mean, I'm about 100 pounds heavier than I was in college. I'm got quite a bit less hair. So yeah, it's times have changed a lot.
So speaking of times changing, are there any family ties that you brought over to DSU?
Yeah, you know, I mean, I got a couple nephews that played sports up here. My son went to a few classes here in the last few years. But for the most part, it kind of started with me, and some of my family has migrated here. But I've heard stories about the generations upon generations at DSU, but that wasn't really my story, I guess.
I think the biggest generational story I've heard is from President Easton, where his grandmother went there, he went there, his son currently went there. So there's a lot of generations that have gone to DSU, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, speaking of President Easton, I'm really excited to have his leadership at the college. Talked to him several times, and you know, you can see his passion for the college, and I just really, you know, personally as an alumni, I'm happy at the direction it's going, and you know, the company, Dacotah Bank, is happy with where the college is headed.
Perfect. And talking about school, I know at the foundation there is the Ellison Conrad Scholarship. So in your opinion, why are scholarships so important?
Well, President Easton and I talked about that. You know, a big part of, you know, the college's growth and stuff is the sporting opportunities. I was a perfect example. I don't think I would have went to college had I not came up and, you know, participated in some sports. You know, it gives kids that little nudge that they might need to try it, and you know, there's just so much stuff that can be learned through team sports, and the work and the commitment it takes to do it at that next level.
That's a great answer. Great answer. So, you're, over the years, how have you seen your bank, Dacotah Bank, get involved in the Dickinson community?
Well, just a little history, I guess. You know, Dacotah Bank is headquartered out of Aberdeen, South Dakota. Started in the mid-50s. We have about 30 branches through 3 states. Most of them are in South Dakota, but there's, I think, 8 branches in North Dakota and 1 in Minnesota. And every location is just the consistent theme is that they're a community bank, and we support the communities that we operate in. And you know, I came from Lemon, and you know, we're always involved in fundraising and community events there. We started the bank here in 2006 and have been consistent supporters of the community and the college. One of the lead sponsors to the new softball and soccer complex that's in the works, so we'll be sponsoring the main soccer field in that fund drive, so excited about that. And yeah, we just got a lot of staff members that participate in community events, stuff like that.
All right. And you've been around Dickinson probably a majority of your life. And in a town surrounded by banks, how does Dacotah Bank separate themselves from the competitors?
Well, the reality of it is there's just a lot of great banks, a lot of banks that are committed to this area. And, you know, it's a very highly competitive industry. You know, we are the 12th largest ag bank in the country, so we have a lot of expertise in that. You know, we don't have the largest ag portfolio here in Dickinson, so we're working on changing that. But just pretty much get out and try to communicate your story and what makes you unique. And you know, it's all about serving the customer and creating a relationship with that customer.
It's very awesome. And you brought this up, even on my paper, I had spelled Dacotah Bank wrong. Does that happen quite a bit? I know people put a K where the C should go. Does that happen quite a bit?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's in North and South Dakota, and there's a lot of businesses that have Dakota in the name. But ours is spelled D-A-C-O-T-A-H, which is the Lakota spelling for Dakota, and Dakota means the alliance of friends in the Lakota language, so that's where the name comes from.
Well, from here on out, I'm going to be spelling it with a C rather than a K, so from the sponsor, thank you very much for correcting me on how I need to say Dacotah Bank properly.
No problem at all.
And Travis, thank you very much for coming on, but we ask everybody who comes on Hawk Talk, what does DSU mean to you?
DSU is kind of where I got focused in my career, in my education. I didn't take things too serious, but through the commitment to the staff and the opportunity that a small college provided me, I was able to you know, find a career path that I love and that has been good to me.
It's awesome. Well, Travis, thank you very much for coming on. It's been a really good interview.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for being a sponsor, Mike. We couldn't do the show without you. So
All right.
thank you very much. Kira Schneider will be on campus for an interview right after this.
Thank you, Coulter. My name is Kira Schneider, and with me today I have a very special Hawk Talk guest. Would you introduce yourself and what you do here at Dickinson State?
Yes, I'm Shari Hewson. I'm the head volleyball coach at Dickinson State.
Well, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, this is your first season coaching at Dickinson State University. Would you tell me what that experience has been like for you so far?
Yeah, right away it was we all know it was a fast transition, and you know, it took a while for the girls and myself to kind of get to know each other and build that relationship, but I feel like we're getting there and we finally have it, and now we're just moving forward and we're kind of ready for what's next for us.
Nice. So you're no stranger to coaching. You did coach at Minot State before this, and then also Bismarck High, and I believe you coached them to a state runner-up title?
Yes. Yes. After I got done playing at Minot State, I stayed and I helped out a year after. I helped recruiting and with individuals and training, and just the atmosphere and being with the girls is kind of what it was all about, and I just kind of fell in love. Then when I moved to Bismarck, I did the same thing. I guess I kind of fell into a coaching job there, and just the girls were great to work with and they worked really hard, and we weren't, at the beginning we weren't supposed to get that far, but we did, and it was all because of them. So.
Well, congrats to you.
Thank you.
And I know that it takes more than just a team. It takes lots of good coaching and commitment and inspiration from you guys to make things really happen.
Yeah.
So that says a lot about your coaching technique and the trust that they had in you. So that's really great. Also, lots of firsts this year for you. This is your first DSU homecoming as a head coach. How has it been for you so far?
It's been, I mean, the excitement of the girls and just the school community in general is pretty awesome. The support that DSU has is crazy, and it just last night at the pep rally, it was great to see all the teams there and together and just ready to really hit this week off and keep going.
Definitely agree. You actually got chosen to play in the game.
Yeah.
You got to represent the coaches.
Yeah, I did. It's a good experience, and I'm glad that I didn't know a lot about TikTok, because then the students know it all, because one of my girls told me that I'm going to have to get it just so I can stay updated. But
oh my goodness.
I don't know if it's going to get to that point.
That's awesome. Well, TikTok is pretty good, so if you decide to get it, I'm sure it'll be fun. So do you have any favorite homecoming traditions from whether you were in high school, in college?
I guess my favorite thing about homecoming is that, especially with smaller schools like Dickinson State, is just that all the alumni likes to come back and be a part of it. I think it's pretty cool that, you know, like they went through the tradition, but now they're like coming back and being a part of it. It's special, and it just shows like how close everyone at Dickinson State is.
I 100% agree. That's one of my favorite parts about homecoming too. Seeing all my friends that have graduated in the past come back and just seeing where they are now and the success that they've had. It's really great.
It's special.
Definitely. Well, like we said, this is a good year for you because you've got lots of firsts. Do you have any personal goals that you've set for yourself here at Dickinson State?
Yes. This year, like I was just saying, we were trying to just build our relationship and be with the girls, and I believe that we have that now. And right now I'm just really focusing on the girls and getting them to have that confidence and understand and see how good that they are, because I know how good they are, but I just need them to come out in them, and then eventually to just continue to bring good athletes into Dickinson State and get us back to the top of the conference, and hopefully one day like back nationals. And
You do have a fairly large team this year, correct?
Yes.
Can I ask how many?
Well, we have 28 now, so it's very big.
What's a typical volleyball size team look like?
I guess it kind of just depends. Every team's going to be a little bit different, but since we have a varsity and a JV, it's different. You have a lot more girls. It's harder to all practice at the same time and get everyone in there, but the girls are great with working around schedules and making it work and coming in for individuals if they can't make the practice. So it's it's pretty easy for us. But I would say the number isn't always, it's not a specific number. I guess every year is a little different.
That makes sense. Definitely. And that commitment from individuals and coaches when it comes to those individuals and coming in for those practice, staying committed. That's definitely something that I've seen from you guys this year. So congrats to you, Coach, on being a motivator and the head person for that.
Well, yeah, I'm just here. It's really the girls. I don't, right now in the season, I don't have like mandatory times to set for individuals. It's them coming in and putting in the extra work. So that's really all on them. I'm just here if they want me to be. So
that's really great.
Yeah.
And yesterday was National Coaches Day, so happy belated National Coaches Day to you.
Yeah, thanks.
Absolutely. So another question I have for you, if there's something that you'd like the faculty, staff, students, and community to know about you, what would it be and why?
I guess kind of what I already said, but I've just been around the sport my entire life, and I'm just very appreciative that now I have the chance to kind of build that relationship at DSU and be a part of it here, and I'm excited for the future and what we have in store.
I'm excited too.
It's
going to be a great run. So my last question to you for the day is, what does DSU mean to you?
The more I'm here, and we've talked about this, but I just feel like I'm part of a really small community, and it's like a small family. All the coaches work really well together, and they're all very close, and just the most important thing to me, though, I guess would be my girls. It's just fun to bring in girls, and then they come, leaving their parents' house, not sure what's going to happen, and then you get to kind of help mold them and help them to be the best they can be, and that's kind of really what it's all about. So it's exciting to see them grow and then eventually graduate and kind of start their own life. So that's probably the best part for me.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on with me today,
thank
Coach.
you.
Back to you, Coulter.
And welcome back for the recap. As you can see, I'm kind of by myself here, but I think I can manage it a little bit. So first up, we have volleyball. Volleyball played against Bellevue and Dacotah State. They were both on the road last week. Unfortunately, the Hawks lost both of those games, but they're going to be back at home this week in Scott Gym to play against Mayville and Presentation. So we got tonight games Thursday, and we got Friday games. So make sure you're watching on Consolidated Channel 18 for those games. Then we got JV. They had a game against Miles City last night. They went 3-1 against Miles City. Unfortunately, they lost, but it was great to see the Hawks finally get some girls playing who had been playing before on JV, so good for the Hawks. Baseball, they had a scrimmage against Jamestown. Fortunately, went 0-2 on the day. They also had their blue and gray scrimmage. I'm not entirely sure what the score or how they were keeping score of that, but you can check on the DSU Blue Hawks site for more information on that. Then softball, they had their scrimmage against Dawson and Miles City this past weekend. I wasn't 100% on the score because they're not in our conference. They didn't keep an exact score on the DSU Blue Hawks site, but since Jamestown is in our conference for baseball, that's how they kept a score for that. But after the softball games, there was the Blue Hawk Home Run Derby. I wasn't able to go, but I heard it was a huge success. A lot of fun for the Blue Hawks. I know there was ice cream there, which I'm kind of missing out. I kind of wish I had some ice cream. Then we had the rodeo, the Blue Hawk Stampede this past weekend. Good old time to watch. I was there on Thursday night. It was super fun to watch. There was the 3-day rodeo. That was the Blue Hawk Stampede, where a lot of Hawk fans came out just to support their local rodeo kids. Sorry, getting tongue-tied here. No team scores were available, but congrats to all the Hawks that competed. I know it was a lot of fun to watch on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I was watching the live streams, and they were all doing awesome. Cross country is going to be headed to Billings this weekend for the Yellow Jacket Invite. That's the word I was looking for. Yellow Jacket Invite on Friday. They haven't competed since their home meet on the 24th, so I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of cross country kids ready to get their brains broken again and just run for fun. So good luck to the cross country kids. Football, we had played Presentation last week, and we kind of took it to Presentation with a score of 70-14. Jeremiah Payne was named the Special Teams Player of the Week, but we should have had a defensive player he had a better game, I believe, than the defensive player who won for the North Star, but that's neither here or there. Hawks are ranked number 2 right now in the conference, right behind the number 17th team in the nation, Valley City, which I'm not a huge fan of Valley, if you didn't know by watching this show for a whole lot. I'm not a huge fan of Valley, the NAI, or the North Star. So Hawks are going to be back for the second week of 3 weeks in a row at home to watch to play the lesser DSU, which is Dacotah State, on Saturday. There's also going to be the homecoming parade. There's also going to be the parade of champions, where you can see the alumni fellows, the Hall of Famers, and our homecoming candidates, which leads me to all of the events we have for homecoming week. If you didn't know, it's homecoming week. So Thursday, talked about volleyball at Mayville, or volleyball versus Mayville. 3 and 5, there's going to be a JV game for that as well in Scott Gym. That's going to be 80s. It's an 80s theme. So come in your best 80s outfit if you're really feeling like it. The Alumni Fellows Banquet also at 5:30 tonight. Friday, October 8th, we got the recognition ceremony, 9 a.m. in the Student Center Ballroom, as we recognize the DSU campus as the first historic district in Dickinson. We have volleyball versus presentation tomorrow as well. Also JV games 2 and 4. It's a whiteout game, so if you feel like coming, wear some white. The Athletic Hall of Fame banquet's also tomorrow at 5:30. Then the homecoming concert, we got to make sure we always talking about our band kids, our player kids for theater. So the homecoming concert starts at 7 p.m. There's going to be free admission if you have a DSU student ID, and $5 for individual people and $10 for families. So if you feel like watching a great concert with great players, make sure you come to the homecoming concert by the DSU band. Then Saturday, we have the parade starting at 9 a.m. You can watch that either on Consolidated or you can get some candy. Why not? I love candy. Tailgate starts at 10. I'm not 100% on the theme, but you can check the DSU Heritage Foundation's website, our Twitter, and our Instagram as well. The Hall of Fame unveiling is at noon. That's going to be in the main concourse of the BAC. It's open to the public. Like, this place looks super nice. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend going to check that out. Then we got the game versus Dacotah State, like I already mentioned. That starts at 1 p.m. Parade of Champions at halftime. Like I said, alumni fellows, Hall of Famers, also your homecoming candidates. That's the word I was looking for. Post-game social is going to be at 4:30. You can join the DSU Heritage Foundation staff. That's going to be at the Grand Dacotah Lodge. No, Roosevelt Grand Dacotah. That's what I was saying. Then there's going to be a pancake breakfast Sunday, October 10th. That is the Rotary Pancake Carnival. That starts at 8 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. There we go. So we have a huge week ahead of us, but we want to thank our sponsors, Dacotah Bank and Charbonneau Car Center. Thanks to Travis Ellison for coming in and talking to me. It was a lot of fun getting to know him. Thank you to the sponsors, like I just said, the DSU Heritage Foundation, Consolidated Channel 18. If you don't follow us on our social medias, you can check out our Instagram and our Twitter at DSU Heritage Fund on Twitter, and on Instagram at DSU Foundation. Thank you to all the fans that watch the show. Without you, the show isn't possible. I know I say it every week, but it's honestly true. So until next week, Hawks are up.